What's going on, people? Apologize. Got to fix the camera. Wait for everybody to roll in here, man. Chop it up real quick. Yeah, a little tea, man. Got some allergies. As soon as you get in, just let me know that you're here so I can give you a quick shout out. Yeah, man. Yo, Gravity, man. What's going on, man? I'm sipping my tea. Got a little allergies here. Tough loss. Tough loss. When you get here, let me know that you're here. We'll try to gut it out. Embarrassing, Trey Randall. Yeah, it's a lot, man. Namrit, what's going on, man? You sipping tea and I'm eating cereal. Word up. It's one of those nights, man. Crazy, man. Crazy. Listen, let me tell you something. I can't even Namrit, no effort. Absolutely. Offensively, they was rocking. Alex, what's going on, man? Horrendous calls from the refs all night. Hey, everybody, listen, man. Everybody go check out my man Alex. He's a hell of an artist. If you don't know, just go on his line. What's going on, Al? Al, if you can, leave a link, man. Put a link right here in the chat to like where they can go and get your comics and stuff like that and your artwork. This guy is like, when you guys think of like top comics and like when you think of all the comic books, all them how good people draw, that's the guy. That's the guy. He's just like them cats. Nice, if not even better. So, Alex, leave a link, man. If you have a link to where they can go and check out your stuff, I definitely would love for the people that come on and go online and maybe buy some of your artwork, man. I wish I can go get it. I have some of his stuff upstairs. Great artwork from this guy. Great work. Refs, no issue, please. You know what? The refs were calling it evenly, I thought. If you haven't come through, please hit that like button. The refs were calling it evenly. I mean, the Knicks, they were reaching a lot. I mean, but it's not the refs. The Heat didn't play that great, guys. Once again, the Heat didn't play that great. It's the same thing as last game. They just, it's the 50-50 balls. It's the loose balls, the offensive rebounds. That is the ball game. We only lost this game by 8. We were right in striking distance. The Knicks back during the season would have probably won this game. They probably would have won this game. The Heat didn't play great. They didn't play great. Jimmy Butler wasn't dropping 50. But we got enamored. Exactly. We got out hustled. Out hustled. I can't talk. I'm drinking my tea. Out hustled. That's exactly what happened. Guys, remember I said to you, remember when I did my live after game 1. Rondo, what's going on, man? What's up, LV? What happened to our defense, right? We fall for fakes, our effort, the body language was awful. Agree, Rondo. I told you guys, I said, guys, listen. I would not be surprised if the Knicks lose this in 5. I said that. Go back to my live when I first came on and I first did this show live and you guys said you want me to do it. I said I would not be surprised if the Knicks lose in 5. After that game 1 loss. Because I saw something in a team that just was not ready. They're not experienced. It's very obvious. The Heat was running circles around them tonight. Circles. And Kyle Lowry was being a defensive demon. He just was getting loose balls, rebounds, getting strips, poking the ball away. This is the playoffs, man. And they look like a playoff team. We did not. We look like a team that it's our first year in the playoffs. Period. That's what it looked like, guys. Gravity, where do we go from here in terms of upgrading our roster in the offseason? Or do we just build chemistry and bring back the same roster? No, they're going to have to make some changes. They're going to have to make some changes. And I don't think it's like drastic changes like, you got to figure out what you're going to do with Randall and RJ. Randall's going to be 29 this year. He hasn't played well. RJ played a hell of a game today. RJ played really, really well today. And so did Brunson. I do feel Butler got calls where Brunson and Randall getting hacked all night and getting nada. Right. Al, I see that. But you gotta knock down shots, man. Like those calls didn't really have an impact on us not rebounding. Period. So that's where I'm looking at the game, Al. Like I'm looking at it like, okay, all right, cool. We're getting those calls, guys again, but we still have a chance to win this game. Like we're just getting out hustled. Period. Only lost by 8. Amazing, right? But Namra, if you realize that was the whole game, like I told you before, and you guys remember me saying, when you play in the playoffs, having an 8-point lead or a 7-point lead, that's like 20 points, man. Because it's so hard to get over that hump. And every time Knicks cut it to 5, that was the number. To cut it to 5, the Heat would come down and bang a 3. Bang, bang, push it right back to 8. They wasn't killing the Knicks. It wasn't. Yeah, Alex, that's what was happening, man. It wasn't. I agree with you with the calls, right? But they were giving the Knicks some calls too. They were. But you got to take advantage of a team. Now remember, they started off the fourth quarter terrible. The Heat, they were 0 for 4, 0 for 5. That's when the next time was for them to make that push. But they did not do that. They was missing rebounds. They was letting them get to it. Like it was just, that's the ball game, man. That was their opportunity to begin in that fourth quarter. The Heat didn't have it going. Basically, guys, all together, all in all, the Knicks are getting beat by a more experienced team who know how to win in the playoffs. Period. End of story. Big Tone, Open Sports Talk. Y'all just garbage, son, period. Told you guys, Heat in 5, you're done. I wouldn't say we're garbage, my man. It's just that you got a lot of dinosaurs over there who are battle tested. Our boys aren't battle tested just yet. We got a lot of young spring chickens over there. RJ's only 22. Got a lot of young guys over there. This is their first time tasting it, right? Getting that playoff feel, seeing what the playoffs are about. This is good for the Knicks, though. This is good for them. I'm not. They just listen, man. They're losing to a more veteran team who knows how to win, man. Knows how to win. You know who I'm really surprised by, guys? Randall's going to be Randall. We've seen this before with him. I'm really surprised that Big Mitch is getting punked in that Baja like that by Bam and Kevin Love. I'm surprised that Big Mitch is getting punked in that Baja like that, man. How is these guys boxing you out, man? You're 7-1. Like, what's going on? That's the ball game. We need him to be up in there blocking shots, defending. He wasn't blocking no shots. There was times Jimmy Butler was going to the rack. He had his arms up. I'm like, yo, my man, jump and try to block it. He wasn't even doing that. He wasn't even like an intimidating factor. Bam was eating his lunch, man, all day. All day was eating Mitch's lunch. Mitch is 7'1". Bam is 6'8", 6'9". He was killing Mitch on the offensive boards, on the defensive boards, everything, man. Everything. And I just was like, yo, Mitch, what are you doing, man? Someone said playing scared. Who said that? Was that you, Namrit? Yeah, Namrit said they look scared all night. Yeah. I wouldn't say all of them. I thought Grimes played well tonight. Grimes played well, being put back in the start line. I mean, I thought RJ played great. I thought Brunson played great. We were right there, man. We were right there. Even at halftime, I said, listen, we're right in striking distance. We just need somebody to get hot. And this is, believe it or not, guys, this was a moment where we miss IQ. If he was IQ. Because him coming on that second unit, knocking down some threes changes everything. And he's out because he's injured, but he hasn't really played well these playoffs. So we got a lot of young guys with a lot of talent, with a lot of upside, and this is their first time in the playoffs, and you're seeing it now. You're seeing it now. A big if for IQ. Yeah, I don't think IQ comes back, man. I think he's really hurt. IQ hasn't been IQ all playoffs. Absolutely, Alex. He hasn't. And that's a big part to what it is the Knicks do. Hey, man, at one point in the game, our bench, they outscored our bench 30-10. 30-10. That's never been the Knicks' issue. The Knicks has always had a strong bench throughout the season. Strong bench production and rebounding. We got scorched in both of those tonight. While shooting damn near almost 50% from the field and almost 40% from three. So our offense was up. The production was up offensively. Way better than what it was last game. But we couldn't get no stops. And we couldn't get no rebounds. That's the ball game. We're a young team, and we're running into a seasoned veteran team. They know how to win. And if you notice, guys, throughout the game, right, it felt like the Knicks were chasing the whole game. Once again, the Heat were just swinging the ball. You could see it was like a well-oiled machine, man. That's how their team was. Well-oiled machine. They knew what they were running. They knew what the Knicks were going to do. They was just playing games with them. The pain is immaculate. Atlantic Line, what's going on, man? But they felt like they were playing games with the Knicks by swinging the ball and rotating. Right? They just look like a well-oiled machine. But what it is that their guys has been here before. Picking up a guy like Kevin Love was huge. The Knicks could not match up with him. They couldn't. Kevin Love changed everything for him because he's a stretch big. And Randall can't check him for whatever reason because Randall's, I don't know. But he can't check him. And Big Mitch can't check Bam. So now what do we do? Because Jimmy Butler wasn't getting busy tonight. Jimmy Butler wasn't, once again, everyone's so afraid Jimmy Butler. He's had a decent series because, he's got the ankle problem. He was decent. But their supporting cast stepped it up tonight, knocking up threes, coming off the bench. They outscored our bench 30-10, man. That can't happen. Alex said, I agree with all that you're saying, but the refs didn't help in the way they called this game. Horrendous calls. That 6 on Randall was atrocious. Yeah, man. I can't. It's hard, man. It's hard for me to really say for the refs, Al, because we had our opportunities, man. It would be different if they was just giving them all the call. I felt it was evenly called. It's just the Knicks weren't taking advantage of their opportunities. We would not be talking to refs if the Knicks were getting their rebounds and knocking down, Keely up shots and getting stops when they need to get stops. I thought it was an evenly called game. I just thought it was. Randall is shaky, man. He has his moments, but I love his effort today. But where was his effort Saturday? Right? Where was this guy Saturday? Like so Knicks are in this predicament because he didn't come ready to play Saturday. So Randall is kind of like, and he played okay today. He didn't play great. He played okay. He had more effort, but it wasn't enough. He didn't have a Devin Booker performance. He didn't have a James Harden performance, and that's what we needed for today. Orlando, see, Kevin was cooking on. Yeah, Kevin Love was cooking us, man, from out there. Kevin Love, Strus, and Martin. They was hitting timely threes. Then Kyle Lowry, man, just winning plays, guys. It's 50-50 balls, just winning plays. Hey, guys, also, too, if you're getting here, please, if you haven't done so, please hit that like button, guys. Please, please, please. If you can, just hit that like button for me, please. But Kevin Love changed everything. But I was watching, I was looking at the interior of the game. Like, on the outside, it was cool. Because the Knicks were actually doing well offensively. So I wasn't really paying attention to that because the Heat, they was forcing the Heat into a lot of bad shots. But when they missed, I'm looking at the interior. I'm seeing Big Mitch getting boxed out by Kevin Love. That can't happen. That can't happen. You got to start tossing him up and get him up off you and get in that Baja and get them rebounds. You got to play nasty in there. What are you doing? You letting Bam just muscle you around like it's like, come on, man. For that, I would have just put our heart in there. At least in the beginning. Remember, in the beginning of the game, our heart was getting offensive rebounds. I would have did that. Big Mitch wasn't getting none of that. Nothing. They were babying him, man. And that's the ball game. That's your job. When you're the big man and you got to intimidate the paint, you got to block shots, and you got to rebound. If you ain't doing either, then what are we doing? Tim, what's going on, man? I appreciate you coming by, man. Long time no see. Hope all is well with you. Appreciate you coming by, boss, man. Now, too many fakes the Knicks fell for. Yeah, man. We should let Grimes handle the ball more. I don't know about that. Listen, man, I wasn't upset with us offensively. I thought we did good. We couldn't get those 50-50. In the playoffs, guys, this is the playoffs, man. In the playoffs, a lot of times, it's about the guy scoring the basketball, right? We learned that Saturday, right? So we understand that. But you got to get stops and you got to get rebounds. That's the key to the game. You got to get stops and you got to get rebounds. If you cannot do that, you're going to lose the game. The Knicks, they could not get any rebounds, man. And I was surprised. I was so surprised by that. Because remember, that's Josh Hart's deal. That's what he does. He gets all those loose balls. He didn't have that going today. I don't know. It's just they were a little off today with that. I don't know. I don't know if guys are tired. I don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised if they are. Remember, this is Josh Hart's first time in the playoffs also. In the playoffs, guys, it's the law of attrition. You got to have that, meaning like you got to get through those days when you're tired, when you're hurting, your ankle's killing you, your back's hurting. You got to get through that. And on top of that, you got to have poise. So it's a mental strain on you. Remember, guys, at this point right now, these guys have played pretty much over like 100 games this year. So these guys are feeling it. They are. And you see a team in the Heat who's battle-tested. They know how to get through those moments of being tired, and the Knicks don't. Very young team, man. You can see it. You can see the immaturity. You can see it. You can see it. Alex, we'll get Giannis next year. Then all the Knicks haters can keep on hating. I don't think Giannis is coming anywhere, man. That's all smoke and mirrors. Giannis is staying. They would never let Giannis go. Knicks play soft, right? Can't rebound. Killed us. Adrian Griffin agreed. If you haven't come by, you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. But I totally agree with you. Orlando C. Why doesn't Obi get his butter down low and outside the paint? The 3-point shot ain't his game, right? Yeah, Obi played that one time and he didn't come back in the game, man. He didn't play Obi in the second half, I don't think. I don't think Obi played in the second half. I don't think there was one time when the Knicks got a loose ball, a rebound came up, and Obi was in the paint. And I saw him run down the court. And the Heat got the loose ball and they scored. And I said, Obi, man, what are you doing? You're 6'10". Why aren't you down there banging, getting rebounds? He took off. You think the coaches didn't see that? That's why he's on the bench, man. Those are immature plays, man. It just shows. Now I'm watching the game. I'm watching different aspects of the game because I played in high school and college. So I'm watching the game. I'm seeing how things are going. They went up for offense. The Heat missed the shot. RJ went up for a rebound because they're fighting for the rebound. When the ball went up and they was jumping, Obi darted, running down the court, man. The Heat got the offensive rebound and scored. I said, my man, what are you doing? You got to get the rebound first. He just want to run and get a highlight dunk. These guys' basketball's IQs are insane, man. How lack of IQ they have. And that's simple basketball stuff. And that's the stuff you get benched on. You get benched. And that's the ball game. That stuff like that is what drives people crazy. Not having IQ is big to our rebounding too. Yeah, IQ was missing. Yeah, but IQ hasn't played well as Caden. IQ hasn't played well his whole playoffs though, man. He's another one, but he's young too though, man. So, spits fire. Let's go Heat. Tibbs got to get this smoke. He's been getting out coached this whole series so far. His adjustments game to game so far terrible. The Knicks got some big decisions to make offseason. Tim, you know what's crazy? I don't know if I blame Tibbs too much, man. The only thing I would blame Tibbs on is when they're trapping, like they're chasing, like when they come down, because they're leaving too many guys open. Like I don't know if that's being coached, but they're chasing. Like if a guy has the ball, let's say Vincent has had the ball, he got it up top, RJ's D'ing him, right? I've seen times where Brunson has blitzed Vincent to double him, and then he'll swing it to Strus, and Strus is wide open. He's knocking down threes. I'm like, yo, why are you going over there? You gotta let RJ check up. You gotta let RJ D up. Like, why are you chasing? So the Knicks were doing that the whole game. Now I don't know if that's being coached or what. And then also too, simple basketball. When the pick comes, you're gonna have to roll with the guy that sets the pick on you. You got to switch on that. You don't switch, you're leaving a guy wide open. These guys are NBA players, man. That 3-point shot is like a layup to these guys. And the Knicks were not switching on that, and it was giving these guys wide open threes, man. How many wide open threes do these guys have? It's just like simple stuff, man. But all in all, I think Tibbs did all right, man. I mean, you can't coach effort, man. If Bam is boxing out Big Mitch and babying him, how is that Tibbs' fault? That's not Tibbs' fault. Your player is not playing with much effort. If Randall doesn't want to wake up on a Saturday and give much effort, that's not Tibbs' problem. You know what I'm saying? So he could have made a couple of adjustments, but it's been lack of effort for me. Today, that was what today was. Today, Tim, was not Tibbs. Today was lack of effort and just not going after certain things. That's to me was why we lost the game. Alex, Obi settles for way too many threes. Yeah, he does, man. He does. He can knock him down, but you got to change up your game, man. But he's got to really develop his game this offseason. He has to. Obi too soft. He's more finesse power forward. Yeah, but he gotta get rebounds too, though, Tim. Like, I mean, come on. You could be finesse. You could be fly going to the rim. That's cool. But you got to crash them boards and get offensive rebounds, man. Like, you got to do that. The team needs you to do that. Just so disappointing. Expected much. Yeah, you know what, Namrit? I did because of like how they played and how they played the Heat during the regular season, right? But as we all know, the regular season is different from the playoffs. You have time to really plan and really kind of find out the team's weaknesses and strengths. I don't think the Heat are better than the Knicks. I just think they have guys who know how to win in moments like this, right? When the game gets tight and you're tired, your ankle's hurting, and you got to have poise. That's what they have over the Knicks, if that makes any sense. They don't have one player over there that's probably better than IQ coming off the bench. They don't. IQ was up for 6th man of the year this year, so they don't have a guy over there that's better than IQ. But they have a couple of guys over there that have more poise than IQ and who know how to win. And that's what wins in the playoffs. Is Kevin Love right now better than Randall? He's not. But he knows how to win. You understand what I'm saying? So I think that's what's separating the Heat right now and why they're able to beat the Knicks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that we have a lot of young guys who've never been here before. And it's their first time in the playoffs and first time them feeling the atmosphere and what comes with the playoffs and how you got to step your game up to the next level. You have to. You cannot sit around and expect it to be like the regular season. It's not. Playoff basketball is totally different. The court gets smaller. The game goes faster because the refs don't call that much. Sometimes they do call, depends on the game. And you got to knock down shots. Period. When it's a pressurized situation, you got to knock down shots. And a lot of times, a lot of guys can't. So that's why with the role players, you lean on your star players to really step it up. The playoffs are really about the star players. If you notice in all the playoff games you've seen, the star players are stepping it up. Hence, James Harden had 42 the other night. Devin Booker had 36, and the night before he had 47. Right? They ain't got nobody. They just got him and Kevin Durant, which is a lot, right? But I'm just saying. So those guys know how to knock down shots, and that's what it comes down to, man. Getting stops and knocking down shots. So I think this is all a lesson for the Knicks. I told you guys, I said I would not be surprised if Knicks lose in 5. After game 1, I saw that. I said, okay, this is different. This is different. This is different basketball. And you could see it with Mitch. I mean, the way he's getting babied by Bam is just insane. I did not. That's the one thing I didn't see. I did not, because that's the one thing you don't have to coach. You don't have to coach effort and guys giving their all. You don't have to coach that. That's guaranteed right off the rip. Effort and guys giving their all, right? You shouldn't have to coach that. Randall last game, forget about it. And Big Mitch, this whole series, Bam has been eating his lunch. Killing Mitch. Alex, the NBA is star-driven league. Absolutely. The names on the back is more important than the team name on the front. Now, I agreed, Alex. And you need stars for the playoffs. You do. Like Brunson played big tonight. Brunson played big. He played really, really well. And RJ played well, too. Everybody destroying RJ. RJ came ready to play today. He played really, really well. Orlando, see, I've subscribed to this channel as well. Salute, Orlando. I appreciate you so much, my man. I truly, truly do. Just keep on coming by, man. Keep on coming by. I got a lot of good content coming up. Rondo, I heard somewhere that Mitch has a hip injury. I know. Rondo, you know what? I heard somewhere that it's the playoffs. And I heard somewhere that no one cares. Not saying for you, Rondo, but I'm saying for Mitch. Like Mitch, I don't want to hear Mitch crying about that. I think if I remember correctly, I think Joel Embiid's got a sprained knee, man. He's got a sprained knee. Like he could barely go. Remember, he missed game 1. He could barely go. He's limping out there, man. Everybody's hurt. Everybody's hurt. No one cares about Mitch's hip. He's sitting there crying like a little, you know what? Come on, man. It's the playoffs, dogs. It's the playoffs. Stop crying and get out there and play, man. Bam is hurt too. How about that? People didn't know that, but Bam is hurt too. He's got like a back thing or something. They was talking about that. Everybody's hurt. That's why I said it's the law of attrition, man. That's the key to this. You got to be able to fight through that. But like I've said on my shows before, if you want to be the man, you want to be the team, you want to be all those things that come up being the top dog. It's all earned. It is earned. It is not easy. You got to be a team 4 times out of 7, man. You know how hard that is? 4 times out of 7 each round. 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds, then the finals. So you got to go 4. You got to do it 4, 8, 12, 16. You got to win 16 games, dogs. Against the best of the best. This is no joke, man. This is no joke. So, excuse my language, the hell with the hip problems. Mitch, get it together. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to win. Rondo, understood. Yeah, Rondo. I mean, I know it's not true. I'm just saying. I heard that too with him, but I'm like, I hope they don't talk about it. I hope they don't mention that. I hope Mitch don't. I mean, Mitch hasn't said anything, but I hope no one said. Like, I don't want to hear that. Like, so what? So what? Everybody hurt. Like Lion, no dog in the team, man. It's like we got satisfied with the first round victory, right? There is no hunger to want to move on. You know what, Atlantic Lion? It's not that. It's not that. I think they do have hunger, but they got to learn how to win, man. The only way you learn how to win, Atlantic Lions, you got to lose. You got to lose. You got to lose. What made Jordan great is he lost all those times to the Pistons. Bad. You know what I'm saying? He knew man, in order to get to the mountaintop, I got to beat these guys, man. It takes what it takes. You can't shortchange this. You can't take shortcuts to get to where them dudes have been to. To get to the mountaintop, you can't take shortcuts. You got to take the stairs. Can't take the elevator. You got to take the stairs. It's hard. Your body's going to be tired. Your back's going to be hurting. You might have a broken finger. You got to play through it. No one's going to give it to you. And that's what you guys have to learn. They have to learn how to win, man. Winning in the regular season is different than winning in the playoffs. They got to learn that. And that's what this is. This is a lesson for a lot of these cats. Tim, Brunson and RJ definitely stepping up in the playoffs, right? Absolutely. The future is definitely bright for this team. It's good to see our team relevant again. Agreed, Tim. I feel the same way you do, my man. I feel the same way you do. Honestly, if RJ is going to be productive, we got to capitalize on that because he's not consistent. We must win if RJ is balling. No excuses. Agreed. But I think it's okay for RJ. RJ had a tough year, man. And I think that a lot of it, believe it or not, was the addition of Brunson. You know, RJ had to change his game a lot, right? Him and Randall are basically like the same player. They're basically like the same. They operate in the same places on the court. They go to the same spots to score the ball. So sometimes it can get crowded. So that's why I was thinking, like, if Brunson's here, they might be moving off of one of those guys because it's too crowded. So if I'm correct, guys, being honest with me, but RJ was supposed to be the man last year. Coming off what he played before we got Brunson, everyone was ready to give RJ the keys because of how good he played last season. So he had a tough year with the addition of Brunson, but now you're seeing him come around when it matters most. And for me, that's what I love from our 22-year-old star, who's a rising star. I love that about him. And I think he's going to be even better next year. Ant Live. Spo's out coaching Chip so far in the series. Spo probably the best coach in the game. No, he's not. Spo's good. I don't know if he's the best coach in the game. He's good, though. He's good. What helps Spo is this. At this point in the season, coaches matter, but sometimes they don't. Because when you have a veteran team, guys who've been here before, you don't really got to tell them much. You don't have to tell them to come in early, get up shots. You don't have to tell them to give effort. You don't have to tell them to communicate. You don't have to tell them to do none of that stuff. They know how to do it. They've been here before. So Spo has got the perfect team and the perfect leaders to help his young guys. So he doesn't really, of course, and then with another guy on the bench, Udonis Haslam, who's been here before too. So he's like a dinosaur. He's on his way out. He's been in the league 50 years. But I'm just saying. So you have all those guys around with Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, and of course Kevin Love, right? So all those guys, they know how to help these other young guys play and play smart, right? So I just think it's his team around him. Remember, Spo also too, man. Spo had LeBron, D Wade, and Chris Bosh. So I'm just saying. So I think Spo, he's a good coach, but you got to think who he's had also. You know what I mean? How would you feel if the Knicks trade Randall? And if so, who should we trade him for? I would be okay with him trading Randall. You're gonna have to give him up. Remember, Randall's 29, going to be 29. Excuse me, I got allergies, man. I'm sure I'm drinking my tea. He's going to be 29. He's already at the peak in his years, in his development. He's not going to get any better. This is who he is. So I would trade him this summer. I would trade high because his marketability, his value is high. He's coming off an all-star season, 25-10. I would try to see what I can get for him. Because he's reached his peak, man. He reached his peak. But I don't know if Tibbs will do that. Because Tibbs is super loyal, man. And he really likes Randall. He really likes Randall a lot. Gravity says, we have to choose between RJ and Randall. I'm going with RJ. Yeah, absolutely. He's younger too, Gravity. He's 22 years old, man. So his upside is really, really high. His upside is really, really high. You got to look at how well he's playing, man, now in the playoffs. He's not shying away from the moment. He's playing better. That tells you who he is as a player. His first time in the playoffs, really. Right? He's playing better, man. He's playing really, really well. Mr. Absolute Truth. What was Tibbs thinking about not resting Randall for the whole second half? Yo, man, he's trying to win, man. He's trying to win. I get it. You want to try to, but we were close. We were closing in. So I understood why he was doing that. He's trying to win, man. He's trying to win. So it's the playoffs, man. So I can't even knock him for that. Can't. I get on Tibbs all the time about certain things, but that I can't, because I would probably do the same thing. Well, Randall didn't play that well tonight. He played okay, but he didn't play that well. He didn't play the way an all-star should play. I was looking for Randall to have like 35 plus tonight. And 15 boards, like something like that. I was looking for that from our all-star. It's just my opinion. Sorry. Spo has handed the trio not hard to win. All right, I wish for the day that the Knicks had a trio of all-stars. Right, agree, Alex. The Knicks definitely need a player or a two that won a championship on the team that can help them on the court. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. I do agree with that, Tim. Mr. Absolute Truth. Tibbs blew another game by not giving Randall a little rest. Not really, man. I can't say that. I can't say that. If the series is 2-2, I understand that, but yo, man, we down, man. We trying to get a win. So I can't even, I get it, but Obi wasn't giving you anything, man. Did you see Obi's face? He was pissed that he just never seen the floor in the second half. Yo, but Obi's got to play better, man. Obi's got to play better. I don't know if you came in or you guys just got here, but I talked about a play. Remember, these guys are on the bench, so they see probably the same thing we see, but in the flesh. So if Obi's not rotating right and he's leaving certain guys open and he's doing certain things that, it's not helping the team, it's hurting the team, guys are going to yank him, man. And then Randall's your all-star, man. He's making $100 million. We're trying to get a win, man. I agree. Randall was too tired in the fourth quarter. He couldn't even get rebounds. I mean, yeah, but he couldn't get rebounds earlier either. No, man. No, I don't want to hear that. Listen, man, look. As much as we want to try to I like Randall. I do. But you can't be the guy and you don't want what comes with being the guy. You think Kobe, God rest his soul, rest in peace to the Black Mamba, you think he complained when he had to play the whole second half so his team can win a game? No, because he's the guy. He wants to rock. He understands we're down 2-1. We need this victory. I got to pour in maybe 45 points to get us over the mountaintop. That's what comes with being a guy. And those guys don't want to come out the game because they want to win. Because they understand that there's certain guys on their team that just don't have it. They don't have it in them. They're good players. They're solid players, some of them. But they don't have that alpha dog mentality, man. To get the ball and say, everybody move out the way. Because it's the playoffs and that's what it's all about. Period. And the great players understand that, the stuff that I'm saying right now. So, so I don't want to hear Randall was tired. I don't want to hear that, man. It's the playoffs, man. We're trying to get a win. We're down 3-1 now. Down 3-1. And we're just getting schooled, man. That's all it is. They're not better than us. They're not outplaying us. Actually, no. I'm gonna go back. They are outplaying us. We're getting schooled by a veteran team that knows how to win. They're taking us to school. That's what they're doing. So all the young players on the Knicks team on the bench, they're teaching them this: how you win the playoffs, young buck. This is how you win the playoffs. Because Jimmy Butler just going crazy? Is he dropping 40 and 50 points? No. He did that in the other series, but he didn't do that against us. He didn't. So how are we down 3-1? We down 3-1 because we're getting outplayed. I'm not even saying we're getting outcoached, because you can't coach effort. You see all the rebounds they got today? Come on. Come on, man. That's effort. Big Mitch is getting horsed by Bam Adebayo. He's eating Mitch's lunch food, man. NBIC, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming by, man. Hope all is well with you. Bam is killing Mitch, and that's the ball game. That's the ball game. Mitch was getting all them boards, all them rebounds, doing all that stuff against the Cavs, talking about everybody shook. He looks shook right now dealing with Bam Adebayo. Jay Supreme, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming by. I ain't lying. It's like the Warriors Kings series. Better team lost because they don't got that playoff experience. Atlantic Lion, you're absolutely right. But you know the biggest thing? You know the biggest thing? They don't have that guy. That guy is Steph Curry, going for 50 in Game 7. That's it, man. Sometimes it's that simple. It don't really have nothing to do with X's and O's. It has to do with who's got the guy. And the Warriors got the guy. That's it. Period in the story. Tim, win, lose, or draw. Win, lose. This was a great season for this team. Absolutely. They shocked the league and made it to the second round. Nobody had us beating the Cavs, right? And we did that. And I want to see a front office do it next year. Agree. You know what, Tim? Agreed. And that's my mindset too. I'm glad that you said that, because that's how I feel. Are you ready for the heat? No pun intended. No pun intended. Yeah, man. I mean, that's hey, man. They're Knicks are getting schooled, man. We got exposed for our lack of shooting, right? Got to address it in the offseason. I don't know. I don't know. Jay Supreme, man, we shot the ball well tonight, man. If you want to say Saturday, yeah. But today we shot the ball well. It wasn't that. It was the effort plays, man. The 50-50 balls, the rebounds, the loose balls, and we got outscored by their bench 30-10. That's what missing IQ. But IQ hasn't been IQ anyway. You know what I mean? So we just got schooled in this series, man, by a team that's a lot more experienced. That's it, guys. I don't think it's anything else more than that. We just got outplayed by a team that's been here before, and our young guys just don't know what it's like to win playoff basketball, period. And how they have to realize they got to bring it every game. You can't be taking breaks. You can't just, Mitch is taking breaks because his hip is hurting or whatever's going on. He got to get it together, man. This is the playoffs. So far, for the Heat, they just wanted more. They're playing harder and smarter. Ant Live, agree with you. Agreed. They do want it more, man. That's because they've been here before, man. They're battle tested. They understand that, you got to take advantage of all these opportunities, right? I see the Knicks winning Wednesday. I see that happening. Then I see the Heat closing it out in 6. That's what I see. Yeah, that's what I see. Hope so, yeah. Yeah, I have faith. I mean, I'm trying. Man, I'm trying, man. I'm just saying. I'm seeing. Nameron, I'm just seeing a team that is just they don't have the experience that the other team does. And the other team is running circles around them. Like that's what I see. It's not like that team is better. They just know how to win. The Knicks seem nervous. They seem unsure. You said it earlier. They're playing scared. Like you could see it. And they don't have the legs. Like they're missing. They're not getting offensive rebounds. They just like they don't know how to win yet, man. They don't know how to win these big games just yet. But this is all a learning experience for them. You think so? Our shooting wasn't terrible tonight, but it wasn't good. Heat were still packing the paint during us knockdown shots, and ultimately we couldn't do enough to match them. Agreed, but that's not what lost us the game, though. Jay Supreme lost the game was lack of effort and rebounds, and we couldn't stop them. That was it. Offensively, I thought we had it going. Where we're strong at is on the boards. We've been dominant on the boards all season long. And today we just didn't have that. Nah, 6, have faith. Yeah, I'm trying. Yes, but yes, we got our hustle and our rebounding. Yeah, that's the ball game. That's the ball game. Because remember, Jay Supreme, they didn't shoot that great either. Like they were decent, but they didn't like out. You know, they was getting those 50-50 balls, and that's the ball game. Hence, that's why we beat. Remember, guys, that's how we beat the Cavs. We were out rebounding them, and they could not get extra shots. So we're giving them. I don't know how many offensive rebounds today they had. I can look it up right now, but I just can't. But I'm just saying. But just think about it. That's the ball game. Sorry, guys, my allergies killing me. NBIC, we are getting our coach. This is what I'm telling you about 31. He's no. I can't let you do that. He's not getting out coached. The only thing I have issues with is how he's playing the pick and roll. Instead of chasing, I would have the guy roll with the guy to where you have to switch. We got to switch on that. That's what I do. I would not have him blitzing guys, the guy with the ball, leaving wide open guys. I wouldn't do that. NBIC, you cannot coach effort and just guys wanting it. You can't coach that, man. That's out of his purview. Like he can't make Mitch and get rebounds if he's being lazy. He can't make Randall want to play and Randall does disappearing act like he did Saturday. Because the series could be 2-2 if Randall would have came ready to play. But we can't, you know what I mean? So those are the things like, you know, I agree Tim's got to do better, but that's not what lost the game today, man. The Knicks' lack of hustle and all that other stuff, you know what I mean? Mr. Absolute Truth, we're going for 3 straight, and Miami will be shocked. 2 at the Garden, and we'll stun them. I hope so, man. I think we Wednesday, we could steal the game 6 and force a game 7. I agree. I mean, anything is possible. But I'm just seeing a team that's inexperienced and they get in school right now. And I don't know if mentally, guys, how strong they are as a team yet, right? They're not battle tested enough to be able to weather like what this feels like when they're playing a game where they're about to, you know, get sent home. How do they play? Do they play better or they play scared and nervous, right? So all that stuff is like, you know, experience based, man. So we got to see how they do. That only comes with experience. Agreed. When he made it to the Evening Finals, he beat the interim Frank Vogel and Larry Drew. He lost to Bento and guess who? Eric Spoelstra. I think we're relying too much on rebounding and defense and not enough on offense. We had to work way too hard on offense to get our shots, while MIA basically got whatever they wanted, in my opinion. Right. Ant Live, the Knicks bullied the Cavs. They can't really bully Miami like that. So far, the bullies are getting bullied. Absolutely. Jason Spring, we got to play a whole lot harder to win game 5 and 6 and force a game 7. Absolutely. We got to play harder, man. But, you know, it's hard to do that with guys who've never been here before, Jason Spring. It's very difficult to do. Very difficult to do. Like, you know, I think that's what's happening to the Knicks with a lot of these young guys. I think that's why IQ's not playing well. I think that's Obi's kind of shaky, right, when he's out there. Grimes had a good night tonight, right? I think he had a good night. Guys like Mitch looks terrible, right? He just does. Iheart looks better than Mitch. So that's what I think it's coming down to. It's just a more experienced team just whipping them. You know what I'm saying? And just simple stuff like the Heat are just rotating the ball. They don't seem unsure of themselves. They know what they need to do. Period. The Knicks are unsure of themselves. Right? But they're not battle tested enough yet, man. Especially the young guys, they're not. And you're seeing it. You're seeing it. You can say what you want. He is not playing the team to his potential. We have no superstars and don't utilize players that brings down, I'm sure, the team's morale. Down. I got you, NBIC. I mean, I do, man. I mean, I don't know. I listen. We've gone back and forth with Tibbs. I think Tibbs got to get better in certain areas, yes. But these last couple of games, I don't think it's Tibbs, man, because Randall played like crap Saturday, and that's the ball game. You listen, look, all right, look, NBIC. This is the playoffs. Your role players are going to be your role players, but you need your stars to be your stars, man. You need your stars to be your stars. Bam is playing like an all-star right now. He's eating Mitch's food. And Jimmy Butler's being Jimmy Butler. But last series, Jimmy Butler played like out of this world. He played like a star. You need your stars to play like stars. And that's what Randall isn't doing. And that is what's hurting his team. Because everyone else is young. They've never been here before. Randall's 29 years old. So he's a two-time All-Star. He should know, today we gonna get this. We're gonna be 2-2. He should have dropped like 45 today. You see what James Harden did? He had 42 the other night. After playing so bad the game before. So you gotta that's it, man. That's really the playoffs. And we don't have our stars except for Brunson. Randall's supposed to be the guy. He's not stepping up, man. He's not. And you're asking other guys like Grimes and Hart and Obi to be the guy, and that's not fair to them. They weren't here to do that. They're here to add on to what Randall does. It's absolute truth. We lost the game mainly due to lack of rebound. That's what I said. Absolutely, I agree with you. That's it. You can't get out rebounded and win a game. You're going to lose. They're going to lose every game, especially offensive rebounds. Forget about it. Better effort tonight, but I just think that we're seeing a Miami team that has a lot more shooting right than we do, and obviously a lot more experience. Exactly, that's the ball game. I think the big three, Brunson, RJ, and Randall, will show up in the Garden on Wednesday. We have to take care of home court the rest of this way and beat them in Miami. We're capable of doing it. Agreed. We're scrambling to cover their shooters, which lead to them getting a lot of good shots. For us, every position has to be hard work and well contested shots. Yeah, that's where, to NBIC's point, you got to make an adjustment as far as how you're playing those pick and rolls. Because they're coming off hard in those pick and rolls and they're pulling. And then they're expecting the Knicks to chase. So they're just moving the ball around. And that's it. That's all they're doing. So Knicks are chasing and they're swinging the ball around the court. And it's leaving wide open shooters, man. They're going to have to switch on that pick and roll. They're going to have to. They're going to have to. They can't go under. They can't, you know what I mean? Because they're killing the Knicks on that. We gave them too many easy buckets and we didn't hustle enough. Absolutely. That's the ball game, man. We were in it, guys. We were in it, but they were getting second shots. We would cut it down to 5, and then they would come down and hit a 3, man, because we were making bonehead plays. And then also, remember, guys, we had too many turnovers, too. Too many turnovers. Randall is not a superstar, right? He has a mental health issue, right? And we expect him to guide us to the chip. Come on, seriously? Agreed. NBIC agreed. I agree with you. And that's the problem. But that's what I'm saying. That's the issue. We don't have a superstar. And that is what's separating teams from the other teams, right? Period in the story. You need a superstar in the playoffs, man. You do. You do. I mean, the last team who won without a superstar was who? That Detroit Pistons teams, right? With Chauncey Billups. That was the last one to win really without a real true superstar. They had a really good team, right? But every other team has had superstars, man. You need that. This is a total team effort, nothing else. No one man can just take over. No one is there yet to be the man. At this level, that's a fact. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You're going to need your stars to be your stars, man. I'm sorry. At this point in the season. And the Knicks just don't have that. And once again, that's okay. Management sees what's going on. We have a nice young core we could grow around, could build around. We're just missing a piece. You know what I mean? We're missing a piece. We're missing a guy that can make a shot. Who I would love. This is just me just reaching. Who I would love. I would love if the Knicks can get Devin Booker. If they can get Devin Booker, oh, man. If they can get Devin Booker, if he wants to come to the Knicks, if they get Devin Booker, you match him next to Brunson, and you have RJ at the 3. Oh, man. Do you understand what the Knicks would be? Yo, bro, we would be like a 2 seed, number 1 seed in the East. That's who the Knicks need. They need him. You get him. Oh, man. Game over. We have to address in the offseason, right? It's clear as day. We need to add a piece or two. We do. You're absolutely right, Jay Spring. We do. That's why I just mentioned Devin Booker. Possible, right? Because you never know in the league. Yeah, I'm telling you, Atlantic Line, listen, if we can get Devin Booker, oh, man, that changes everything, man, for what we do. You can put him next to Brunson, and then you have to get rid of Randall. Because number one, Randall's going to want the ball, and Devin Booker and Brunson at the top of the key are two ball dominant. If we can blow them out early in Game 5, we might be able to rattle them. I believe our boys still have some fight left. The fat lady is not saying. Agreed. We got to come ready to go, though, man. I'm not mad, though. He'd expose our weaknesses, right? But this is a stepping stone season. Knicks managers, absolutely, man. That's how I feel. Like, I'm not upset, man. This is the playoffs, man. It's different levels to basketball. So you got to kind of get ready. You got to earn it. It's not going to be given to you. You got to earn it. I still feel we can come back in the series. I feel we can, but not against a team like this. Team knows how to win, man. And they showed it tonight. Because as good as the Knicks played, they were running circles around the Knicks. They just were. So, listen, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate you guys coming by. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. I am LV Live. I will be back Wednesday so we can chop it up some more. But hey, man, let's try to get a win. Let's try to fight. Put some fight in it. Let's try to win in Game 5, man. Let's try to do it. Let's try to win it for our home fans. Let's try to do it. 3 in a row. Let's do it. I'm LV Live, and I'm out, people. I appreciate you guys coming by. Much love to all of you guys. Everyone have a good night. Be safe. All right. I'm going to holler at you guys on Wednesday. All right. I'm LV Live, and I'm out, people. Peace.